Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Tommy D here along with Johnny Lowe from the Rooster Coop, talking Breeders Cup 2019. It's right around the corner. Stay tuned. We're going to give you our top picks from the Juvenile. All right, let's get right to it, Johnny. Juvenile, it's going to be a great race. We're going a mile and 16th at Santa Anita, Breeders Cup. We got 5 horses we're going to give out. Who's our top 5? Number 5, who do you like?
Yeah, so number 5 in the race, I like Wrecking Crew. Wrecking Crew is a horse that hasn't ran a route yet. Out of the top 5 that we have, he's the only one that hasn't ran a route. But he has really good breeding. He's a lesser-known stallion named Sky Kingdom. Sky Kingdom is by Empire Maker, and he's out of Truel DeVille, who's by Yes It's True. It's the bold ruler line on the bottom. And this horse, he reminds me a lot of Bodemeister when I look at the horse. He's got that nice big build. His first 2 starts, he didn't break very well, but he ran pretty good races. He's very competitive. And in his last race, the Del Mar Futurity, he had a little bit of luck with 8 rings falling off, the jockey falling off the horse, but he still ran a really bang-up second in a 7 furlong race, and I think the horse is going to move on from that. Going a route, I think it'll be a distance that he's really going to enjoy.
Yeah, Peter Miller, the trainer here, familiar with the Santa Anita track here. This horse having a January birthday might have an advantage with the juveniles. Like you said, battle tested, 7 furlongs last time. Going to try to go the distance here. Peter Miller, sprint to route 19%. And, connections are strong. Rockingham Ranch, they're going to be ready there to win Breeders' Cup. So, number 5, Wrecking Crew. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4, Johnny, who do you got?
Yeah, so number 4 is going to be a horse I think that's going to throw a really big punch here. His name is Scabbard. Scabbard is by More Than Ready, and he's out of Cowgirl Molly, who's by Gone West. The Gone West broodmare line has done really good in this race, actually. And I have a feeling that Scabbard is going to be one of those horses, if the pace is too fast, he's going to pick up the pieces. More Than Ready might not be that well known for his distance horses, Daredevil, but I think this horse right here, he's ran a few good races, and it adds up for him to get the mile and a 16th. Yeah,
competitive, second, and first, and its first 3 career starts for Eddie Keneally, trainer, old school. Like you said, More Than Ready's the sire. But something you brought to my attention was that last race. And our next horse is Dennis the Moment. But Scabbard, if you go back and look at that race, had a tough trip, Johnny. I'm glad you brought it to my attention. If you go back and watch that replay, you'll see why we have Scabbard up on our list. Let's move along to number 3. Number 3, Johnny, who's it going to be?
Yeah, so number 3 is going to be Dennis's Moment. Dennis's Moment is by Tiz Now. He's out of Transplended, and who's by Elusive Quality. Elusive Quality is the Gone West line as well. And Tiz Now, he won 2 Breeders' Cup Classics. He had a horse that was kind of a funny horse, Sporting Chance, who kind of knocked a couple horses out of the Derby with his lugging out in the stretch. But this horse, Dennis's Moment, is supposed to be the real deal. His last couple races have been really impressive. And he's looking for big things from Dale Romans.
Yeah, what I like about it is this horse has been at the Santa Anita track for a little bit, and our boy Larry Zapp, so watching this horse work out real nice, saying just floating over the track, so that's a big advantage. Won the Iroquois Grade 3 at Churchill last time, pretty impressively, 19 lengths in its debut. So, this is a horse you got to pay attention. Dale Romans, no stranger. So, number 3 on the list is going to be Dennis Moment. All right, let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is going to be?
So, number 2 is going to be Maxfield. Maxfield is, he could be a pedigree pick for me. Maxfield is by Street Sense, the sire of McKinsey. Street Sense is by Street Cry. There's been a couple horses by Street Cry that have won this race, including New Year's Day and Street Sense himself. He won the race. So that's the only sire that I know of that's actually sired 2 horses that have won this race. He's got a really good broodmare line with Velvety, who's by Bernardini. Bernardini's by AP Indy. The same type of cross, if you will, with Game Winner last year being by Candy Ride, who is the Mr. Prospector line as well. Out of Indian Giving, who's an AP Indy mare. Won this race last year. I've got pretty good confidence this horse is going to show up and he's going to be ready to roll down the lane.
Yeah, Maxfield, if there's a lot of speed here, I think this horse is set up to be the closer. Come in fast and furious. Owners, Godolphin Stables, so pretty strong there. Brendan Walsh is my only concern here. 4% in stakes, great trainer, but this horse will be the speed and up front. Maxfield, a strong pedigree like Johnny said. Let's go to number 1. Who is it?
So number 1 is going to be the old Baffert Charmer 8 Rings. 8 Rings is by Empire Maker. Empire Maker is the sire of Pioneer of the Nile. Pioneer of the Nile is the sire of Classic Empire, who won a couple years ago, but more commonly known for American Pharaoh. American Pharaoh, the Triple Crown winner. And 8 Rings is out of Purely Hot by Pure Prize, who's a Stormcat line. Both of the previously mentioned horses have the exact same cross, with Classic Empire being out of Sambuca Cat, who's by Cat Thief, the Stormcat line, and American Pharaoh is out of Little Princess Emma, who's by Forestry, which is also the Stormcat line. I think this horse is going to improve off of his last race. He was a little green down the stretch, didn't really switch leads, but he showed spurts of brilliance, and he's going to be out towards the front end. They're going to have to come and catch him if they want to win.
Yeah, so when you say 8 Rings, Bob Bell rings my ears here. This horse won 2 out of its 3 starts. Bob Baffert will have the horse ready to go. Breeders, WinStar Farms, 520,000 purchase at the Keeneland September sale. Bob Baffert is 40% with 2-year-olds. Unbelievable stat there. This horse won easily at Santa Anita, going the distance last time, Johnny. This could be a strong play. It might be go off as the favorite, 8 Rings. But let me ask you one thing real quick before we get out here, Johnny. Pedigree-wise, what's the best pedigree in this race?
I'd say the 3 best pedigrees to me in this race are going to be 8 Rings, Maxfield, and Wrecking Crew. They all fit the bill for me as far as the top lines and the bottom lines. I think the other horses at 1.16 they can definitely sneak in there with pedigrees that might not quite be Kentucky Derby 1.25 distance pedigrees. Other pedigrees have been known to win a race like this. You had Shanghai Bobby won one time. Uncle Mo won with Indian Charlie. You've got Warpass with Cherokee Run. Stevie Wonder Boy, Steven got even. So it's a race that could be wide open to pedigrees. I usually stick to the ones like Game Winner, Good Magic, Classic Empire. They all have kind of the same build as 8 Rings and Maxfield and Wrecking Crew do, but we'll see what happens come race day.
Yeah, hey, there you go at Juvenile Breeders Cup Classic. It'll be on Friday. Coming up here this week. We're going to be live on the track, so stay tuned. We might do some live video and other interviews. Some action coming for you on the hip horse. Thanks for joining us. That's a Breeders Cup Juvenile 2019. Come to Santa Anita if you're around. We'll be there. Hope to see you there.